Hello YouTube fam and welcome to another video. It has been way too long, which is why I wanted to hop on here and share some news with you, kind of explain why I took a short break from YouTube and just kind of update you guys on what's going on. So if you saw the title of the video, then you probably guessed it. Yes, my husband and I are having our first baby and we are so excited. She is a baby girl and yes, we have a name picked out, but no, I'm not going to share it on here quite yet. We haven't decided if we're going to announce her name before she's born or not. I will tell you this much, there is a hint somewhere in the nursery about her name, so if you can guess it and put it in the comments below, eventually in the future I will let you know if you were right or wrong. She's due August 25th and we are very excited. Let me fill you in a little bit on the reason I took a short break from posting on YouTube. Those of you that have been following along, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support and also your patience as I kind of took some time to rest and regroup. I was posting every single week, and just between being pregnant and taking on more hours at work, so working full time, plus community and church and family responsibilities, so posting every week was taking me like anywhere from like 20 to 30 hours, sometimes 40 hours a week. That's a lot with working full-time and being pregnant, and I just couldn't keep up with that schedule, and I needed some time to kind of regroup and set some boundaries for myself. But in that time I realized I really do love posting on here and sharing ideas and connecting with you guys and creating these DIYs and tutorials and decorating. And so I've decided that I will do my best. My goal is to post once a month, but hopefully some months I can post more often. I will just do the best that I can. I hope you'll continue to follow along on this journey because I have a lot more DIYs and creative projects planned to share with you, and I love connecting with you. Now I will say that this is only part one of her nursery reveal. I will definitely be adding more in terms of decor to this nursery, so you will be seeing a part two later on. Without further ado, let's jump right into this nursery tour. I thought I would really quick share our gender reveal. I made this poster board that said "Twinkle twinkle little star, how we wonder what you are," and then I attached some balloons. All of them had gold confetti in them except one that my niece, who was the keeper of our gender, filled with confetti, either pink or blue, which of course turned out to be pink. We threw darts at this board until we hit the one that exploded with pink confetti, and we had our families on Zoom and in person, and it was really fun. Riley and I are both blessed with a ton of nieces and nephews, which meant we were kindly gifted so many hand-me-downs. My first step was to go through and sort and organize these clothes, and then I immediately took off the sliding closet doors in her room because I cannot stand them. Then it was time to start on the fun part. The first thing I started on was this accent wall. I picked up the thinnest and least expensive lattice molding I could find and then cut everything to size. First I taped up my molding just to see if I liked it before actually gluing it to the wall. I used liquid nails and then went through and pounded actual nails and added some caulking to the gaps just to eliminate any gaps. Then I primed and painted this wall in this green color, and I was actually really proud and happy with how this turned out. Next, I designed my own wallpaper to go on top. So I really wanted wallpaper to go with this board and batten, but I didn't want to pay for it, and I kind of wanted it custom made. So we had a very long road trip to California, which is when I designed this wallpaper and then got to work painting it. So first I did a background color, just plain white, to make the flowers actually pop, and then I projected my design up onto the wall and started painting. The painting probably took me like 3 or 4 hours. I did opt for the most natural paint I could find. I used Claire paint, and it is VOC free, and I also made sure the area was well ventilated, and I often wore a ventilator. This just kind of helped give me peace of mind as I'm growing this little baby. My favorite part about this wall is that every single flower that I selected has meaning in some way. Like, for example, I have the flower up here that reminds me of my grandma, or I have my mom's favorite flower, and I have her birth flower up here. I know she'll be too young for a long time to understand, but I hope one day she realizes how much joy is in this wall and how much love went into it. Next, I got to work building our crib. We got this crib at Target, and I really loved the natural looking wood on it, and it was actually pretty easy to assemble. If you're wondering where my husband is in this video and why I'm doing most of this alone, he was being a saint and also working on my other dream project, which was building an incredible garden and digging out garden beds in our backyard. So we were tag teaming this. I was working on the nursery, he was working on the backyard, and also I just kind of had this vision in mind, so I just kind of rolled with it. I love this wall in this corner of the room, not just because I think it turned out pretty cute, but because of all of the meaning that it holds. As I was preparing this and doing this, it kind of helped me process the idea of bringing this baby into the world. It was kind of almost meditative in a sense, and it got me really excited for her to come make her appearance. I am missing an outlet cover here, which I'm going to need to replace soon. I found this white dresser at Home, and it was actually their floor model, and it was a little bit damaged in one tiny part that you can barely see, and so they gave it to me for very cheap. I just went through and replaced the handles on it to match the crib and other accents throughout the room, and this is going to be where we change her. So this top drawer will probably hold diaper changing stuff. This will probably hold nursing supplies, and I think this bottom area we have like our extra mattress pad and sheets, maybe other, I don't know, it'll just be extra storage. We'll figure out what we need it for later. I found the cutest lamp at Home, and we had already put in these curtain rods before and it matched perfectly, so that was definitely a win. Next, I got to work building some bookshelves, and I just grabbed some cheap common wood at my local hardware store, cut it to size, and then I got some thinner pieces of wood to be the back and the front and just kind of screwed those together. Back and front pieces were about 2 inches wide, and I, for the back, wanted it to be a little bit bigger and taller than the front, so I screwed that on top of the board, and then for the front piece, I screwed it flush with the board, and this difference just kind of helped make the back higher than the front piece. I did screw in the back piece because it was going to be supporting the weight of the shelf, but the front piece didn't need to, so I just used nails and nailed that together. Then I used a stud finder to make sure I was drilling into studs. Next, I pre-drilled some holes and screwed that right into the wall, and it seems pretty sturdy. I kept the natural wood. I didn't stain or paint it just because I wanted it to match the wood from the bed and the wood from the knobs and some baskets that you'll see throughout the room later on. This book wall was really important to me because I have been collecting thrifted children's books for quite a while, actually, before we even knew we were pregnant. I really want to foster a love of learning and reading for our children, and so having this little space to read has been really special. I want to actually organize each shelf by category, like nature books, fairy tales, church books. I also want to have a shelf just for holiday books and change it out according to the holiday. I've been collecting really cute books for every holiday, and I can't wait to do that. So in order to store the extra holiday books that aren't going on the shelf, I grabbed these banker boxes. They were in my mom's basement. She said I could use them. We've had them probably since before I was born, and so I just covered them in brown craft paper, and then I wrote with a white acrylic pen. Each holiday will have its own box, and so I labeled it so it would be easy to grab and switch out when I need to. I did label it in my calligraphy and my cursive, and I realized after the fact that this is probably not very practical for her. Like, she probably won't be able to read this for a very long time, so I might switch out the labels, but at least in the meantime, I'm the one that will be switching them anyway, and I can read them. I stored these boxes in the top shelf of her closet, so they'll be easy to grab and switch out according to the seasons. I am super excited with how this turned out, and it's really easy to just bring them over to our little reading nook and select a new holiday. I think it would be fun to create like a banner or some kind of garland to go on the shelf with these holiday books, but that'll just be a fun project for another day. And anyway, I'm really excited about this. As we're moving on to her closet, I wanted to share these cute baskets that I got. I got some at Home and some on Amazon, and I use them throughout her room, and they're really cute. I also hung up some of her clothes that we either got from friends and family, or some of these I thrifted, got secondhand. We love Kid to Kid. That's been our go-to place for baby clothes. My niece came over one day and was super sweet and helped me continue the pattern from the other wall onto this wall. She also helped me paint this dresser. It used to be black. My husband had it before we were married. We painted it white, and it just fit perfectly in here. I got this cube organizer from a family friend for free, and I also thrifted this laundry basket for super cheap. This rug we got for our living room a long time ago and forgot to return it because we didn't like it in our living room. And my husband suggested we try it in this room, and it actually worked really well. It kind of tied together some of the colors and just added a little pop of color and dimension. I got this cube organizer for free from a family friend as well, and it was perfect. It's going to be her toy storage area. Right now we only have a few toys, but these baskets will hold those toys, as I'm sure our collection will grow over time. I haven't decided how I want to decorate the wall above this space yet. I'm thinking maybe some shelves, some artwork. I don't know for sure yet. So that will definitely come in part 2 of the nursery tour video. But I do have this painting that I ordered online from one of my favorite artists, and I just think it is beautiful. It has kind of those sage green and rust colors that we're using throughout the nursery. I'm thinking this could go above the toy storage area, but I haven't decided. I just think it is the sweetest picture, and I hope a special reminder of how much Jesus loves her. I did most of these projects in my first trimester, and so it's been nice to just kind of enjoy it as we get ready for the baby to come. I often sit in my little recliner chair and read her stories and just kind of mentally prepare for becoming a mom, and it's been such a fun space to have. And I know, like, when she's really little, it is not something she'll understand or appreciate, but I'm hoping as she grows into this room more and more that she'll feel of the love that went into it. Again, there is a part 2 coming later on, so stay tuned for that. And for those of you that are new, my name is Jenneca, and I make home-centered content designed to inspire creativity and resourcefulness, things like DIY, crafting, decorating, and organization. So stay tuned, hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.